This presentation is meant to give you a quick introduction into some of the thinking behind this course based on Bloom's taxonomy of learning. Bloom's taxonomy is oftentimes represented as a ladder or as a pyramid, suggesting that students are going to move from one type of learning to the next, ever progressing toward that last step in the process. We like to present it more as a circle. This suggests a less linear process, a more dynamic process. And so what you'll notice in the center of the circle are these 6 different categories of learning: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And for simplicity's sake, we just want to break this down into 3 different areas. The first being content mastery, the second active mastery, and then knowledge creation. Content mastery involves those 2 categories that Bloom talked about as knowledge and comprehension. Some of the representative verbs that reflect this idea are words like recall, relate, identify, recognize. People who are really good at doing this sort of thing, this is really going to serve them well as Jeopardy champions. They're going to be able to recall facts and figures, pieces of knowledge. Or somebody who's really good at Scrabble is going to have a big vocabulary, be able to recall a lot of words. In either one of these cases, does the player actually have to understand anything that they're recalling? They're just able to recall it. Active mastery has those 2 categories, application and analysis, that Bloom talked about. Some of the representative verbs here are apply, practice, calculate, experiment, criticize. These are the kinds of skills that somebody like a physician needs, a surgeon. You're going to open someone up and you're going to use your content knowledge in order to reorder the parts, fix the parts, close them back up, and bring them back to life. We talk about lawyers practicing the law. You're going to go and you're going to apply principles that you've learned. You're going to apply content in a courtroom. Similarly, someone who's learning math is going to use the principles of math in order to calculate an answer to a problem. The third category of knowledge that we're talking about is really about creating new knowledge, creating a new way of understanding the world, communicating that to somebody such that it changes the way that they think about the world. So here, Bloom's categories are synthesis and evaluation. The representative verbs, some of the representative verbs are construct, compose, predict, evaluate. This is the sort of thing that we see when somebody writes a book and changes the way that we think about a subject. Somebody like Einstein, who's operating at a high level of thinking and creating a new theory that helps us to understand the universe a different way. Or a chemist who is using knowledge to create a new understanding of a molecule or something like that. I want you to keep in mind that this presentation isn't meant to be something that Bloom would endorse. These ideas that I've expressed here have not been subject to peer review. They're my ideas, right or wrong. My purpose in presenting them to you in this way is for them to be thought-provoking and illustrative, not to be a definitive representation of Bloom's theory.